Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Mokwena. I am your host, and this show is about local football, African football, and every now and then we go overseas to speak about things that matter in our football, and everything all around this game that we love. But on special days like today, when Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana Bastaili, we're going to be watching UWC in the Champions League. When they're playing, we do something that's called a watch-along, and this is the place where you can join me and we can watch the game together. I can't show you the game because of community guidelines and copyright, but we can enjoy the game together and analyze with me. You'll be able to jump in. Very interactive show. If you do want to add your voice to the show, you have to be following me on TikTok. For those who are watching on YouTube, you have to be following me on TikTok. Halftime, I bring in some people, and if we can get 25,000 likes, in the second half, I will open it up and let everybody jump in, and we can go ahead and have a conversation about whatever it is that we are seeing. Now, today we've got a game between evidence Mahopa, just like that. 1 minute in, Orlando Pirates has scored. Hi guys. 1 minute in. You're asking me for match predictions and Pirates are scoring so early. No, okay, 1-0. Orlando Pirates is leading is SuperSport United. I haven't even gotten into my my talk about the two teams. But anyway, Pirates is leading 1-0, 1 minute into the game. Evidence Mahopa proves that he still has that thing, man. He still has that thing. Okay. The two teams that are facing off today are Orlando Pirates and SuperSport United. Last time we saw Pirates was at Orlando Stadium, where they lost 3-2 to Imakesi. And then, of course, SuperSport United got beaten 4-0 by the other Soweto people, Kaizer Chiefs. 4-0 loss there. In the league, Pirates is number 2. Perfect record up to this point. Up to the Makesi game. Pirates was unbeaten, so they're looking to carry on. And then, of course, SuperSport United are number 13 in the league with 4 points. They have 3 losses, one win and 1 draw in their last 5 games. Is SuperSport, and then Pirates has 1 loss and 4 wins. In the last 5 games that these two have played against each other, SuperSport has 1 win. There've been 2 draws and 2 wins to Orlando Pirates. So Orlando Pirates has the edge there. Hey, Kwatili Pirates! Hi, Kwatili Pirates! Starting lineups, we have Goss in goal for SuperSport United, Mobi, Rapo, Sanuka, Satwayo. We have Morris, Ndlovu, Pochenpool, Lakay, Pule, and Sugamanja. Eh? Pirates, Ivutile, but hey, how many Pirates? Everyone that was on the bench, because on the weekend they tried about Kim Viudi, they tried about Rasibucha, they tried all of these different people. Now they've just gone, you know what, let's go back to what we know. Train in goals, BC Sasane, Panroy and Hoto, Makaula, Mbata, Tito. And then we've got Mfuke Nkota and Mahopa up front. And Nkota is getting his first full start as a Pirates player. Unkota is getting his first proper debut in place, of course, for Usaleng. You know something that's interesting about Pirates? Something that's interesting about Pirates that we don't speak about a lot. Those strikers, man, the striking position at Pirates is the most ruthless. You make one mistake and you might be gone for a while. Think about what happened to Lepasa. Lepasa was doing well, fell out. Bati Mahopa was doing well, fell out. Now Mabasa is on the bench. Hopefully, for him, it's not the normal Pirates thing where they start taking people out and they, wow. Hey, when? Kwatili Pirates, guys. Kwatili Pirates. So it's interesting to watch the strikers. We're Pirates. And you know what's funny? Usually it leads you to Hugo Bruce's team before you get dropped. CB, Sipodela, man. What a ball. Talent Mbata, man. Obana Mbata. Yo. You're not thinking of, me, I'm just saying. La Papa Billy. If you're not careful, you could be out for quite a few games. Let me see. Unlucky Musa, unlucky. I was going for a 2-1 win for Pirates. That was my thing, but it looks like they're angry, man. It looks like they're very angry. Makopa is the best number 9, says Tshwane. So Jen says Pirates ikwatile. Mara Gavin must go relax now. I feel like he's still going to receive a beating. I like Gavin. You guys know how much I love Gavin. Gavin is one of my favorite PSL coaches. Mara, who complain too much, man, these days. What complain? Everything. We've lost players. We are weak. We are what. You remember what I said was it on Monday when I spoke about Nabi? What I like about Nabi is that he's got a positive attitude to all of this stuff. Even when things are going wrong, man, you have to uplift the players. Manje, before the match, you complain. During the match, you complain. After the match, he's complaining. In the press conference, he complains so much. And I think that's what might be hurting his team a little bit, in that it's almost like SuperSport has accepted that they're bad, even though they're not a bad team. They've just accepted it, and we're now seeing it play out on the pitch, you know? That's what I think about a SuperSport. Pirates wants to score 4 now, but Q-Boy says you can't support SuperSport, it's useless. That's why Chiefs beat it. Musa says teams azofela izono zemakesi. Awu makesi. Fine, ithi Pirates yoshawa ugesi nayo. I mean, i-SuperSport yoshawa ugesi since the Pirates got some. Pirates ukwatile kudu. Q-Boy says imagine is going to play with Chiefs on the weekend. The game has left Gavin behind. No, do you know what I think it is? Tshwane? Let me be honest with you. It's the same question I ask of all of the other teams in the league that have been there for a long time but are not progressing. So, for example, SuperSport is one of 4 teams. Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, and SuperSport. One of 4 teams currently still in the league that have played every season since '96. But when you look at where Pirates have taken it, where Chiefs took it in that time, where Sundowns have taken it in that time, there's been progression. When I speak to you guys about teams that are, you remember we had the conversation about how Stellenbosch needs to take the next step, and teams are afraid to take the next step, and Abo Amazulu, and people are saying no, they need to relax. Tito, hola Tito, Nyalida Gonje. When we spoke about teams and how people are saying don't dream too big, don't go too hard, I think SuperSport is the cautionary tale of a team that could have had everything, but now they've become the thing that they fear most. They've become a run-of-the-mill team. They can't even finish in the spots, the confit spots, for example. So you can't wait too long. You have to take the next step. And you can't keep selling your players and bringing in Gavin and putting him under pressure to bring in new players and blooding older players and all of that stuff. You have to at some point say, we are multi-choice. We had some money at some point. We were one of the biggest companies in South Africa. We could have given them a bigger budget and made sure that SuperSport competes. But if you don't do it, you're going to end up like this at some point. Even Kaizer Chiefs was always complaining. He started complaining after leaving Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is ruining coaches, says GT. Pirates are taking their frustrations out on SSU. The perfect start to a game after a bad game. Tito showing off. Alice says, I said SSU is weak. That's Chiefs scored a lot. 7-0 easy win for Pirates, says Ngaletu. This is the right game to see the players' mentality after a 3-2 loss. Well, Wahid, is it seeing the players' mentality or is it just going back to your normal starting lineup? Jose was like, niggas need a chance. Look, Kim Beauty is not even in the team. Jose said, I'm tired of you. Gilberto is not in the team. He just went to his old team. He went back to his normal squad and he was like, which is going to be funny going forward in the season. Can you afford to do the... Oh, Nazo. Oh, what a ball. Mfukeng. You know, he could have even trapped that ball, honestly. He could have even trapped that ball. What a ball. Your SuperSports defense flat-footed. Flat-footed. But I should have finished that thing. Are you guys seeing what Chandra Campbell is doing in Belgium? That boy. They've become complacent, says tshwane. SuperSport wants the team to beat. No one could stop Ricardo Katza, Thabo September, when Morgan Gould was still there. Hey, man. Why am I forgetting the name of this player? Anyway, yeah, you'd think that a team that won the league 3 times in a row, at some point in their history, would be fighting for bigger things right now. 3 times in a row that they won the league. But when it comes time to take the next step, and your whole team needs to take the next step, your coaching, your players, your budget, everything must take the next step. Here comes SuperSport trying to get one of those set-piece goals that they were looking for. It's hard to be SuperSport. Imagine they still need to face Chiefs again. I'm actually scared. I'm actually scared for that game. I'm not going to lie to you. Paris beat SuperSport. No Saleng, no Ndan, no Gilberto. They're just trying to see who's fit for the season. This boy, this is Kagiso. ASAP Sheva says Stan Matthews is crippling Gavin. Breaking even the business target is loser mentality. Karabo says, I see Gavin going. If it wasn't for Bruce, I'd say Gavin, national team. I think he would make a great national team coach. But, I mean, Tap Bruce is doing what Tap Bruce is doing. Tico. No. Hi, guys. Now, Nabo Kumalo passed through there, didn't they? Then Paris League Chiefs and brought their players and took gold to Paris and took Clate. Remember Clate won? Didn't Clate win? Was it 5 in a row? 5 league titles in a row. Anyway, back to the game. 12 minutes in, guys. Pirates is leading 1-0 versus SuperSport. Pirates literally scoring in the first minute of the game. Now, what's interesting is, if this was last year's Pirates, the acceleration would be insane. They'd probably have at least 2 goals by now. They'd be going hard. Jose's new Pirates for this year is a lot more patient. So they're not, they don't overwhelm you like they used to. But I might be wrong. They might be going for it now. Pirates is overwhelming Orlando. I wonder if you catch Pirates on a good day, Orlando. It's the... How do I put it? It's not the quickest, but it feels like the most pressure when they beat you like a 3-0. The 3-0 feels like it's 6 goals, but they just keep going and going and going and going and going and going. So I want to see how this game is going to pan out because they need to slow down. I think they've got 4 games in 10 days coming up, if I'm not correct. If I stand to be corrected, Velile, just let me know there in the comments. It's 4 games in 10 days. Which means a game almost every 2 days. So can they afford to go full steam ahead? Can they afford to be emotional in this game and try to get revenge on Makesi via SuperSport? Very, very interesting how this game is going to turn out. Time is up then. Oh, Thomas Marichache, man, Tommy. Kevin was paying homage to Tommy. He posted some things. But Champelan. Hans' time is up. Says Ubongani. Monkey boy. The way Van Rooyen plays high. Gavin did say something interesting before the game started. He's saying that he's missing a winger, but he's also missing Grobler. And a lot of what SuperSport plays is that European type of helicopter whip balls into the box, and then, Grobler usually wins the first ball. If it's not on target or, headed towards goal, Jugamanja then cleans up. So it's going to be interesting to see how Abopule fit into this mold. He is playing a 4-4-2, according to the starting lineups. He is playing a 4-4-2, but he's not necessarily using those two strikers up top. They're going a lot for set pieces. I think they have to settle for set pieces. And we're going to see SuperSport this season do a lot of that until they get a proper striker or more Gavin type striker. Like if Nurkovic had signed for his SuperSport, I think that would have been a very good signing for Gavin. I think would have gotten a lot out of Nurkovic, you know. But Ugo Kota, it didn't work out, so they don't have a threat. I don't think they have a threat. And in the PSL, if you play against the Pirates or a Sundowns, for example, and you don't have a threat up front, and Abo Sesan's BC can be on holiday, then you'll see flames. Then you might get beaten 4-5-0. If you look at what Makesi did very well versus the Pirates, was that they didn't allow Pirates a lot of time. They didn't sit back. They attacked the Pirates because, like we always say, look where Hotto is, look where Van Rooyen is, and then look at who's left at the back. So if you can go 2v2 versus that team, or hit them on transition and hit across into the space that Van Rooyen or Hotto leaves, that's where you can actually hurt the Pirates. But because it's the league, we had a very interesting conversation on Monday about this. Because it's the league, I think it was username not found on Monday. I asked him why we don't see performances like how Makesi showed up versus Pirates, why we don't see them in the league. And he said a lot of these teams are super conservative when it comes to the league. We've got a defensive league. So some of these teams may wake up in the cup competitions because you've got nothing to lose. It's a knockout. You can throw people forward. Doesn't matter if you lose 5-0. Yes, Fanela, you go home. But in the league, a lot of them are way too defensive than they need to be. And what that does when you're playing versus a good team like the Pirates scores, guys. Pirates scores. You know, Sundowns scores. If you guys are sitting down, whether it's a 1-0 or 3-0, they will take advantage of that. And if you don't know what to do when you've got the ball and you don't put them under pressure, all they do, Pirates, you'll start seeing two at the back and they'll push all 8 players into attack. In my case, in that game on Saturday, they were sitting back and Pirates was like, oh, okay, you guys are not going to attack. We're going to throw every player we can up into your final third and we're just going to bombard you. It almost worked even. So, man, sometimes, I don't know, like, think about it. What meaningful attack has SuperSport made in the 17 minutes that we've seen here? What meaningful attack? Let's see. With how Rivero's changing the lineups, I think they're going to be good. Tommy the man, he used to destroy us. Yes, we can take in consideration the opponents and the rest the next 10 days like you. Aye, man. Kota must not play alone. Hope says with recent Pirates team, it's a must to score Boma 3 or 5 because of their comebacks. Okay, let me just check something. Okay, so let's see. It's still 1-0. Quieter, a very quiet game. They might have to start playing it long to Mahopa. But I don't know who can play those balls to Mahopa long when Da's not there. Guys, let's try get 25,000 likes and I'll open it up. Hey, Pirates is playing a messy game now. Hope with how Rivero's changing the lineups, I think they're gonna be good. Well, I think you have to give the other guys a chance, man. Proper chances. When you look at Booking Beauty and those guys, I think they need game time. They need to be tried and played, but not as starters. The mistake that Pirates made, I think, versus Makesi was you can't have, for example, a midfield of Damini, Kimviudi, and Rasibuta. You're just asking for trouble at that point, right? And maybe you start integrating those players with the first team, man. You know, 20 minutes of the last 20 minutes of games, or you start them and you have somebody. So if you're going to start Rasibucha, start him with Makaula or Tim. You know, if you're going to have somebody else, like, that's what Abo Sesan has benefited from. Sesan has benefited from having Nda next to him, you know, to cover him, to teach him or whatever, to mentor him, if you can put it like that. Abo Mfukeng plays so well in Abo Tito because they've got that relationship. And I think Tito is a more mature player, even though he hasn't been, he wasn't at Pirates that long, but he's one of the more mature players. You need the mature players. So you can't throw these guys into the fire. You know, I always complain about this, like when Bafana plays the B team and it's all new players, and then we all go, they're the worst people in the world. And it's like, oh, Mara, all those people are new. Let them play with the first team. Let them come inside, get used to first team play, and then you'll see something. It's something that Coach Mangoba is doing so well. They're at Sundowns. Is doing so well with the rotation of players, bringing in other guys, introducing others, mixing the experience with the, like, you need to do that type of thing, especially when you have a season as long as what Pirates is going to have. You can't have to always keep calling on Tito. Okay, I know Tito's a special case, but you can't keep having to call on him and having to start Mfukeng and having to start, you know, having to bring back Motalente. Well done. What a find, Motalente, to be honest. Like, shower my Hollywood pass. Shower my Hollywood pass. Yes, we can. Okay, let's see. Mara, we need to talk about Rasibucha. Mara, hope. The poor boy was thrown into the deep end there. We have enough depth, but not the right quality, what the manager deserves. Did you see the throw-ins by SSU? Remember what I said about Unabi? He had Uzwani standing in front of them, but they still managed to hit. I think they hit the post. Was it twice or once, Tshwane? Tito's overdoing it. Exactly, Wahib. Mangoba had his own team. It was already ready. So what has Jose had for the last 2 years, guys? Why do we treat Jose like he's a new coach? Like, we treat him like he's brand new, and he hasn't done the things that he's done. A lot of those players that are playing for Sundowns, well, not a lot, but there's a few of them that hadn't played for Sundowns regularly even. Yeah, they hit the post twice, ne? Channel 202, SSPSL. Again, they call it SSPSL. Channel 202, that is where this game is on. 22 minutes in, it is still 1-0. SuperSport have brought nothing to this game. Nothing. Nil. Zilch. Nada. That's what SuperSport has brought to this game so far. Pirates was hot for a bit. They took advantage of that first minute goal by Umakhopa. So yeah, that's what it is. Oh, Vino. I'm saying again, Tito must come from the bench most games. Wahib. Hi, guys. That man makes Pirates tick. And can you afford to have Makesi type games? Can you afford to have to come from behind at times? They got into the goal line with that throw in. They did. They're good with the throws. It's a Mulaisana type throw. Remember, what's his name? Rory Delap from Southampton? Rory Delap or Sunderland, one of the Southampton, I think it was, with the long throw assists. I think that's what SuperSport is trying to do because they realize that they can't play the ball on the ground up the middle. They don't have the wingers that they want to have. They don't have the vertical threat that they usually have in the striking department. So it's easier to just push the ball up, let it go out somewhere up there, and then just long throw it in and hope to create chaos in the box. Essentially, that's all they're doing. Can you do that for 90 minutes versus Pirates? I don't think so. You couldn't do it for 90 minutes versus Chiefs. As dangerous as they looked at times from set pieces, Chiefs scored. Ooh, well placement. They bring nothing to the table. I'm not gonna say like the majority. I don't understand why Jose Rivero keep on starting players like Hoto, Tito, and Mahopa. Tito's an impact player with no pace, says Wahib. Hey, Wahib! Musa says SuperSport doesn't have a number 9, so they have to play through traffic to get to the last third. Tshwane says Vincent Pule should have signed for Chiefs. He's being wasted here. Mara, he's a guy, the old croc trade. Aye, man. SuperSport is still dealing with trauma, guys. I think my worry about SuperSport is they've always been very one-dimensional. And what happens when you don't have a Chandre Campbell to whip in the balls, or you don't have a Grobler? Hey, go! Oh, offside. Yeah, I guess that's what happens. SuperSport put the ball into the net, and then it was ruled for offside. Here comes SuperSport again. Oh, Pirates. Oh, Pirates defense when it's a species. No, no disrespect to species, a good player, but maybe SuperSport is now learning what they need to do. There comes the cross. Yeah, no, beaten to the cross. Upule had scored there. We don't pay 1,049 to see people who are taking pics on the ground. We want the game. Jose Rivero must try be more sustainable in midfield. Makaula, but really, the urgency of our team isn't good with the quality type of players. Remember, Gavin Liane was throwing long balls for Brandon Silence, says Bongani. Don't give away your age, Bongani. Brandon Silent, don't give away your age. Brandon Silent, man. Oh, Vilakazi, welcome. Specie is the suspect one since Stellenbosch. But to be fair, Specie hasn't played. You see that thing I was telling you guys? Pirates, you can't keep leaving Specie and Sesane alone, man. If one goes, one must stay. If the right back goes, the left back must stay. If the left back goes, the right back must stay. Because now SuperSport has realized that it's only 2 men that we have to beat. Why not just ask the ball for it, and then just have our 2 guys compete with them? Yo, the same pulley said is an old croc. Aye, the old croc, man. Maela must come in for Hoto. Yeah, Velile. And Sham Velile, when you keep saying these things, rather make it a back 3. Rather make it a back 3 with the option of having Hoto come into the 4 or something like that, or having Van Rooyen come into the 4. Hey, Mara, there's been no build-up play from Pirates today. Osman Tabi says those offsides are. Specie came back from injury and we're forcing him to play. Are you forced to play him? Let's see. Surely Mayela can play there. Can't Mayela play there? Is Mtacho also injured? Is he also injured? Mtacho, ne? Whoa. Pirates 2-4-3-1. Yeah, but they always play this 2-4-3-1. I might even argue that it's a 2-2-5-1 because Van Rooyen and Otto are basically wingers at this point. I mean, I didn't say wingers. For what? You guys never see the positive in Pirates. Pondas. Maybe you're new here. Mara. Pirates is one of the teams that we love here. But when you point out, we're just pointing out, guys, most of analysis is just pointing out what you see. Pirates has a habit Otto leaves, Van Rooyen leaves. It's been the same since there was Munyane and Shandu and that other new boy. What's his name? The new one on the right. It's always been like that. They always leave two at the back, but usually you'll have a Tim or you'll have a Bakaula and they'll make it a 3 at times. But when you look at how Pirates usually concedes their goals, it comes from it's a transition, it's a counter, and then it's 2 men at the back versus however many men. If you go back to Stellenbosch, I always reference the Stellenbosch game. So Stellenbosch last season, first game of the season for Pirates, I think it was, Reynolds and Van Beek scored the 1 goal. Breakout, they took the ball from Mundonjo, if I'm not mistaken. Then it was 2v2. And because the Pirates defense is a little bit slow at times, they were taken apart, the goal was scored. So now we're talking about some of the solutions that you have to bring into the game. And you have to say, okay, we've seen this so many times that this is what happens. At what point do you fix it? I mean, we all know that on the right-hand side, I understand the right-hand side being busy because Pirates doesn't necessarily always play with the right wing. I wouldn't call Saleng a right wing, right? Usually the attack comes off the left-hand side and you've got Mfukeng, Tito usually drifts to that side. They play it from there. You know, you could maybe say Hotto's there for the overlap. But both your right and left back overlapping all the time. That's how you get caught out. That's how you get caught out. What's going to be interesting is going to be Mangoba's house versus Orlando. Mangoba's house versus Pirates. I want to see, because if Hotto and Van Rooyen overlap like they do here, I can only imagine what Reynolds and Matthews will do, you know. So I think it's just something they need to fix. Or maybe you need to tell Makaula that, hey, my guy, leave the midfield, drop back into the backs, let's make it a 3. At the very least, let's make it a 3. That's what they usually do when Maela comes on. Maela doesn't venture forward when he comes on. It becomes a 3. And it's a little bit more stable, a little bit. Free kick to SuperSport United. They get another chance to put it in. The best formula to use the system is 3-2-3-2. This match is not making sense. Maela is a left back but can play centre back, but only in a back 3. Rather, Pirates will concede before halftime, says tshwane. Fukeng is a bit quiet. Yeah, it's because the playmaker's not there. Nda is very important to Pirates. Nda, very important, because your midfield doesn't play make. That midfield doesn't play make. It's supporting runs. It's simple passes in support. That's what Makaula and Mbata give you. So the ball has a very hard time reaching a Tito, for example. Very hard time. That's why Nda becomes important, because he sprays the balls. You used to play with Undondlo in the 6, and Ndondlo used to be the one to collect that first ball from Chain. But since Undondlo he's not playing with his whole heart when he goes to play these games. Nda has to play it. And when you watch Nda, he plays those balls to Bomfukeng, long balls to Bomfukeng. He even bypasses Tito at times. Nazo! Oh, evidence! Take the shot! No evidence! I'll trap her. Then he tries to lay it off Kari last minute. Just take the shot, boy. I guess that's the difference between evidence and Mabasa. Evidence is Evidence is an opportunistic striker. He's opportunistic. He's a poacher. But when you need him to be a selfish striker, you need him to strike, turn in the box and take a shot, he struggles a little bit. That's where Mabasa is a little bit strong, and you might argue, Ulipasa, take the shot. He should have just taken the shot. Mara, I guess he was trying to get the ball out of his feet. So we can give him that, I guess. Tito doing enough on the right. Van Rooyen doesn't need to push. Looks like a handball. Bochenpoel will deal with Tito. And that is so important to this team, says Sanele. Wahib says we don't have a deep-lying playmaker, and that's our biggest issue. And Wahib, to be fair, it's the biggest issue in South African football. we don't have deep lying playmakers like that. You think of a Kutsia. The Kutsia role, as we call it on the show, there's not many players who can play the Kutsia role. Getting the ball, playing it up, but also being able to drop into defense and become an extra defender. We don't have those players in our league. Maybe you can start looking at what Jayden Adams, maybe. I've heard Jayden Adams' name thrown about. I don't know if he's that, honestly speaking. There's that other boy that he plays with. I'm forgetting his name. Starts with a B. Actually, guys, who are the deep lying playmakers in the league? Let me ask the comments. Who are the deep lying playmakers in the league? Deep lying playmakers. So guys who can start an attack from 6. Who can carry the ball, get the ball from the goalkeeper and make a progressive pass, like a forward pass. Who are those players? Just let me know there in the comments. Let's hope SuperSport is not going to come back. The door's open, Q-Boy. The door's open. Our neighbors are playing bad, but they will score 1. Nango makupa wenu. Says Uvelile. Hebanna. Petimet, you can't jump into my live. You don't say hello and then you start saying links to the game. You're trying to get me banned. Please don't do that, guys. Please don't do that. This TikTok algorithm just bans, man. Please, guys. I hope Mbata's injury is not serious. We need him at Bafana squad next game. Starting player. Oh, no. But Jayden is Butsaka. Is it Butsaka? Yeah, I like Butsaka. Mara, that Stellenbosch midfield is interchangeable, man. Like, I don't think they have a deep lying playmaker per se. Oh, Mahopa. Mahopa shot composure. He needs to know that when he has the ball in the 18 area, he's the boss. Butsaka, I've seen him do it. Okonko and Dina. Velile. Mara, wena Velile. I'm asking for current players. Wena ungletela laban bakdala. The 2000s Pirates fans even know who Edelbert Dina was. Do they know Okonko Gudbenzan? Even me, it's fuzzy. All I remember is that, man, there was that one day where he flicked it over a player and trapped it. That's where my mind goes with Okonko, man. But then again, we were all on SABC at that time. You could only watch 2 matches a weekend. Hey, we're good, man. Let me not age myself as well. Dovumnandi has proven himself. Velile Files, AJ and Jayden Mukeke can do that. Come on, OT. Yay. You guys don't know Velile. Velile will pull out a player from 2001. And you guys will be shocked. You guys will be shocked. The SuperSport. Oh, I'm not gonna say the word, but I agree. Okonko and Tina were the best combo. Napoleon Tina said 2000 wasn't even born. Utafela, Velile. 2000 Kolabantu weren't born in 2001, Velile. Yeah, the year before Ted Dimitri did the things. No, you know what? Let me not do this. Who put a bet on tonight? Says Ubongani. Oh, actually, what are the bettors saying?
The game has changed today. There's betting. There's all these people are emotional.
People are emotional. Yeah. What are the bettors saying? Is it over, under, 2.5, over 1? How are you guys looking with the betting? What's the scoreline? Straight win. 1-1 full time. Says Umlwanta. Yeah, sorry, hero. Sorry, I was just thinking, man. How long is Frobler's injury? I'm not sure. I'd have to go look it up. Maybe somebody can put it there in the comments. Serena and Shabalala. Edwin Jima was doing that at SuperSport. Njabulo Plum is also a deep lying playmaker. Hasn't he changed, Wahib? It doesn't. It feels like, or maybe it's just that he came back to Chiefs and he was excited. But it feels like Njabulo Plum came back as an 8 from the MLS. I know we don't have that many games to judge him by, but it feels like he's so excited to get forward and do all of those things. Is he still a deep line playmaker? Or is he an 8 that play makes higher up the pitch? Nico St. Louis was winning balls and pretty much driving forward. What about Joseph Kamwendo? Oh, Shakira Kamwendo. Sempem. Utlafela, hi guys. Sempem. Guys. Please don't abuse the kids. They don't know about these people. They don't know about these people, man. I still remember even that Ajax, that Pirates bought Dinya from Ajax as a straight win OT. Abraham Raselemani. You guys have made it a life of just confusing the kids. Is that all we're doing today? Okay. Let's see. I'll go with somebody simple. Tiko Bukwane. Do you remember Mulondo Shikwivilu, Rutani Ramotsuli, Moses Pandil? I'm not going to go too far back. Moses Pandil, Ken Boy Taibos. Yeah? Kana, who was that right back? Was the right back of Solos? I used to like him. I'm forgetting these names. Unfortunately not. Fatio Palis, I can't. Copyright. Mabasa would have finished these chances. I'm sorry. Mabasa would have finished these chances. What is Machupa doing, guys? What is Machupa doing? Where did Bucks get in Kota? He's such a young, promising player. Isn't he a DDC? He's not a DDC player. I'm not sure. I thought it was a DDC player. Next to score is Pirates, says MK, Patrick Mbutu. Yo. Sergio. Kenny Nimak. We're just saying names now. Is the league he played at turned him into a superstar? He's not an 8 though. Hero Prince says there's a goal coming 45 plus. Well, this is what we call a critical phase. This is where teams usually lose their focus and they concede because they all believe that they're waiting for halftime and they get their mindsets into halftime. Like they start thinking about halftime speeches and coming back in the second half, and that's where you usually take advantage of teams at this time. SuperSport has woken up a little bit, but still very sloppy in their play. Let's see. Pirates 4-3. Wrong pass. You should have gone down. Oh, Mfukeng. President Yama 2000, man. 43 minutes, guys. Halftime, remember. I'm going to let in some people. We're going to have a conversation where I'll speak to you guys about what you think about what we've seen in the first half. And then we'll go from there. 25,000 likes, and I leave it open in the second half. I leave it open. Everybody can jump in, give me a minute of their time, and we can go from there. Blom is like a Machaman. Yeah, he's not a 6. He's not a 6 anymore. He's not a 6. I would sooner put Miguel in 6. I would sooner put Miguel in 6. There was a time where I would have loved Frostler in the 6. But then it's not working out. He's going back to right back. He's under a lot of pressure there. John Moeti. Yo. Those are people's grandfathers. No, I'm kidding. Blom is a confused player at the moment, says Papa Josi. John Maduka, Charles Yohane. John Maduka, current coach of Royal AM. People don't know. The great battle of Konko and Dina versus Siakatene and Ezra Nyanjorao, Siakatene, Ivory Coast finest. The lepers Boluleke, all I know is Dr. Kumalo. Oti, don't be like that. You guys are showing your ages, but you're showing your ages. You're trying to drag me into the luckily 2000, guys. I started watching football, Boma 2010 when Philip was here. That's what really drove me towards football. And, I fell in love with the local game. Okay, Goodman Mazibugu. Lifo Sutunupa, Pukati, Godfrey Sapula. Pirates is having the ball in the areas where they wanted SuperSport. Well, that's what I was saying, Sanele. The thing about Pirates right now is the lack of a player that can give the ball to Tito is the issue. Or the lack of a player that can play directly to the wings is the issue. Pirates usually cheat in that they'll let, oh boy. You see the two. You see the two. What did I tell you about the two? So Pirates usually cheats when Nda's on the pitch. Because Nda plays the ball directly to Mfukeng. Usually, Mfukeng's usually the target, right? Or they'll have Mfukeng push out wide, then Hoto follow him, hugging the line, him inside a little bit, then they'll play the ball directly to them. Pirates is struggling with getting the ball up. And I thought, seeing that Makhupa was on the pitch, they would Hugo Bruce that thing. Long ball directly down the middle. Keman Makhupa wins the first ball, and now you're in the attacking phase. You can now give it to Tito. Tito will get that second ball and play it through, or they'll start playing. So Makhupa right now, I don't understand how he's being used. And Pirates doesn't have a build-up. Pirates doesn't have a build-up. But to be fair to them, this has been how Pirates' style of play this season. They've been a very calm team that doesn't go out and create a million chances, but they take their one or two chances and then they relax. The worry is a lucky goal from SuperSport changes everything, Yeah, he's a DDC player, ne? Unkota. Makhupa must rest. Nkota's from the MTC team. I told you Makhupa's costing us. Chibi from Solos, Destin Makita. I'm sorting no kwaza. Buck should just tell Utladisa back to Gallants. That boy needs more game time. How would you guys feel about a midfield of Mbata, Utladisa, Tito? How would you feel about that type of midfield? Not everyone can beat SuperSport 4-0. Thank you, Keletso. Hope is the thing. Mfukeng is alone there. People are not pitching. Mfukeng should play attacking midfield. Dennis Lota, Baba, and vilakazi. Yeah. Blom can't make it in 8. He doesn't have the aggression and energy. But he's trying so hard to play there. Guys, it is halftime. Please remember, you have to be following me if you want to jump in and have a conversation with me here. Yeah, you can tell by the comments, guys, Guti, what type of game we're seeing here. It's a very slow game. It's a game where they're not creating much chances. SuperSport hasn't necessarily come with anything on their side. So, guess Fanela, man, we're just watching football to the point where we're speaking about different players there. Bo Richard Henyekane, Bo Gilbert Mushangaziki. Yeah. Okay, let me just get my graphics right. Then we can jump straight into the halftime analysis of what we are seeing here. I'm sorry to those who are born in 2000. I know some of these names you're seeing here are very weird, but it's fine. Tshwane, welcome to the show. How are you?
Evening, OT. Evening to your panelists and all your viewers. I'm good, my brother.
Tshwane, 1-0 to Pirates, but we haven't seen much from this game. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those lucky goals, Your opponents are not warm. They're not in the game yet. They haven't found themselves yet. You get a lucky goal, and then you take the lead. You consolidate for the next 5 minutes, and then from there you're not even able to play or to give them a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
If you can see, also Sipo Chain has also had to make a couple of saves. The game is not fluid. Maybe let me put it like that.
Yeah.
I saw quite a number of stop starts. But Tito is also not in the game. He tried to get himself into the game, but he's not in the game. If you look at Talent Mbata also, first 5 minutes, 10 minutes he was there, and then he got lost also. The thing about Ngo Taliana is trying to play alone, but there's a player called SuperSport that's shadowing everyone. Bochenpool. Bochenpool doesn't let the Pirates midfield to connect or to share the ball. So he's been the busy player in the side of SuperSport. What I don't like also about Pirates is how Dino van Rooyen is playing. He's always passing where he's facing. You know, he doesn't want to take a risk and turn and play a forward pass. If he receives facing his own goal, he will trap and look for a player that's close to him and pass facing the same direction. He doesn't try and turn. If he doesn't receive the ball, he goes all the way up, right? So now, when we try to link the middle field, he's nowhere to be found. He's literally on the other side, playing so high up. But so far, Gavin Hunt will frustrate you. And I think people don't really understand and see how he likes to play against Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns. This is his game. All he waits for is for a break to get a goal. But so far, there's really nothing that we've seen in this game. But you're gonna see second half. Gavin Hunt will keep the same structure. But he's not gonna let his players tire themselves out because he saw Pirates is not coming at him.
I'm gonna come back. Because there's a question I want to ask you. Let me go to Alson Tabi. Alson Tabi.
Abtoti.
Bomakhelwane ba etsang Alson Tabi?
A ke na next secretary wenga. A bomakhelwane ba kene me mona ka ba tuka malakabe ka mora 10 minutes fela ya ka go tsetse metsi ya batang. Ha ga go bona mollo. Shem. Abtoti ke kopa o go explain hantle hore batho ba batlang ho joina ba etse jwang cause ne ke le kae ditsile mona ba re ba batla ho kena ina wa WhatsApp group iqala ko YouTube ke yang go di OT le press link eo le latele e tlo lisa WhatsApp group so ke kopa o ba explainele bitere ba gone ho join.
Okay, I'll explain it since guys, if you want to join the WhatsApp group on my YouTube channel, there's a button that says join. But if you can't find the button that says join in the YouTube channel, in my TikTok, on my TikTok profile, there is a link in my profile. Click on that link, click on community membership. I think it's community membership. You click on that, it will take you to the place where you can join a membership. Then in the members area is where the link is for the WhatsApp group. So that's how you join the WhatsApp group. Very, very incredible place. Let me bring in Vusi. Vusi, welcome, my brother. How are you?
I'm good and yourself, OT, man. And greetings to the panel as well.
Marawani Liman, what are we watching here? What's happening in this game?
OT, I'll tend to disagree with tshwane. I think as the sister said, that Pirates came in the first minutes flying. That's football, OT. You can't be flying for 45 minutes. You have to give it time. You go to the opponents for 7 minutes, you rest for 10 minutes, you go to them 7 minutes, just like that. It's a build-up. I think SuperSport is the team that lacks confidence for me. I don't see them scoring a goal. Yes, they are trying to attack, but I think Pirate is overpowering them, especially in the middle where Tito is playing. Tito is drifting from the left to the right. You don't know where he's playing at the moment. That is why I'm saying, you see, Tito is the Tito that I know. That's why I'm saying I disagree with tshwane when he says Tito is nowhere to be found. But for me, Tito is drifting from the left to the right. You can't tell where is he in a moment. I think if Mfukeng brought his scoring boots, Pirates should have been 3 or 4 up now.
Yeah.
Yes. So I see them but winning the same score as Chiefs, 4-0.
Hey, okay, Vusi, I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Agent. Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
No, I'm good. Agent, 1-0 first half. How do you feel about this game?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to watch the game more from a TikTok base. That's why I wasn't that active in the TikTok today. So yeah, disappointing game. Disappointing game. I don't know if you know ping pong. Yeah, that's what we're watching today. Very erratic. Lot of turnovers. With Spurs, but I understand that they're trying to play long balls and everything. That I get. But Pirates playing the long balls also, as I'm saying, ping pong, like a player gets the ball, pew, upstairs. Anybody's ball, play for second ball. That's why Tito is struggling to fit into the game, because he cannot. This is a Makopa kind of play, This will excel, but it's not a Tito kind of play. That's why he's gonna go missing, because every time a defender gets the ball, he pushes it up. They might even hit the planes if they're flying there, SuperSport, same thing. So I don't get why. And also, even if they try to play it, they're not comfortable, and you look at Mbata, I'm gonna excuse Makaulu and this, look at Sasani, look at Van Roy, look at Hoto, look at Mufukeng, even the Ankota, Maswangai also. Those are also people who are able to play with the feet, So I'm puzzled by it. And even if you look at SuperSport like K, Ndlovu, Pule, those are players that are able to play. So I don't know why they keep on going for those high balls, So it makes kind of an interesting game in that sense that it's nobody's game, I hear someone saying it's gonna be 4-0. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. I don't think we're gonna see any team score more than 2 goals from here, But again, on individuals, sometimes there are players that work well with certain players, and when you take them away from certain players, they look ordinary. And I think Sasani is a typical example of that. He looks very ordinary, I miss the player was able to do 360-10. Like, where's that player? That player is gone. And I when I was passing by TikTok, you mentioned maybe the national team is a graveyard for Paris players. And maybe there's another example where go to national team, don't play, come back, you're not the same. Or maybe is it the game that happened, the own goals and the penalty, should have been rested, but as a football player, to come back and redeem yourself, So it has not been an incredible game for him. And lastly, it is, sometimes we applaud dark tactics, or we call them, I forgot the name that we put them.
The dark arts.
The dark arts, we applaud them, but sometimes they're not necessary. I was a bit, taken aback when the referee stopped the game for a Paris player who's injured. I don't think the ref was supposed to do that. Supposed to be at the discretion of the special players, but nonetheless, the referee stopped it. And then he makes a drop ball, and immediately Maswangai is trying to press the guy. I'm like, bruh, where is the advantage? So that didn't sit well with me. Cheers.
I want to go to Tshwane. Isn't this a tale of two teams that are trying to do things that are opposite to the people that are on the pitch? When you look at Pirates, the 2-3 chances they've gotten have been an early ball over the top in behind the defense. Boom, goal from Kimang Mahupa, Mfukeng got a chance. Shouldn't Paris just be trying to do a lot more of that? Maybe not holding the ball as much, but playing it behind the SuperSport defense. Then SuperSport, who've been playing these long balls, but as I think it was Agent who said, they've got so many ball players. Mara, they're not playing the ball. What should they do in the second half? How should they approach the second half?
Look, with Pirates, I think somehow the long balls are working for them. That first goal, it was a long ball. There's a goal that was missed by OCBs. I think it was just a second late.
Yeah, with Mbata.
Where you could have converted that ball. It was also a square pass from the side. It was a long ball. And then you had that one, Yamufukeng, that he missed, because they are not connecting well. The chemistry is not there. Maybe also it's because the confidence is a bit low. They lost previously. So they're not trying to do too much. All they want to do is to win this game, get the confidence back, then they can start playing. But I think for me, this is a game where you take out Mbata, you put on Ndlovu, because Ndlovu is able to go deep in and go and collect those balls, travel with the ball a bit, and then he can connect with Tito, and the guys that are playing up front, because it's not happening right now. And now they're resorting to playing long balls, which is not their game, Yes, you might get like here and there, but how long are you going to keep doing it? And now you're bypassing the whole midfield, you're playing those long balls, and there's no chemistry, there's no creativity. You know, with SuperSport, they have Vincent Poole, they have Ndlovu, they have a Pool, you know, they have Sanoka, you know, they have Rapo, all those people, they are ball players. You know, I don't know why they also want to play that long ball, because they have a very good guy that's playing as a false nine. I saw him during the Chiefs game. You know, all they need to do is to connect with that guy, you know, but they're playing so far apart. They also want to resort to playing the long ball, but they can see it's really not working. Yes, you might get a chance here and there, but then if you don't convert and now you put yourself under pressure, you have to defend. How do you play moving forward? You know, and I just want to comment on the Tito thing. He's drifting from the left to the right. But is there an impact? Is he impacting the game when he's doing that? No, he's not. You know, and I think the most important thing for number 10 is to impact the game, you know, is to stamp his authority to see, okay, I'm here, so that they can feel him. But what he's been doing is to drift from side to side.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really contributed much into this game. You know, yes, when he's on the ball, I saw him do a couple of touches, and I think I made a comment that he's doing a bit too much. You know, there are balls where you just play one touch, you look
for
for
time zone,
move on.
For time, Chone, I just want to get the other guys. Then, Chone, what is your score prediction?
I'm seeing a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 for Pirates. I don't see any team scoring after this.
Okay, let me go to we'll see. What should the two teams do coming back into this game?
Yeah, OT, I'm a Chiefs fan, OT, but let me tell you one thing. Looking at Pirates now, every time they go forward, they look like scoring. To be fair, to me, the game that I've been watching here, when I see them going forward, they look like a team that will score. Every time they go forward, they look like a team will score. So I don't know, OT, I should ask you this, what formation is Gavin Hunt playing? Because now Gavin Hunt, he needs to be like he needs to upgrade himself. I think his style is outdated. He's like a Mourinho now. You see, he doesn't have quality and he still want to play his old style. You need to change. These boys are young. They need to play with modern football. But now he's sticking to his old and the Sachayo ways. But he needs to change because if he doesn't change his style of play, he's going to get 4. I'm telling you, OT, when the game finish, I'm going to come back to this panel and tell you that the score is funny. Because every time when Pirates goes forward, they look like scoring. Makopa will score 2 today. Mark my words.
Okay. Let me go to Agent. You know, you've got a team that on the one side, SuperSport found some joy with having 2 strikers, or 2 players up front and pressing Paris that way. You've had a Paris team that found some joy playing the ball in behind. How should these teams approach the second half?
I think the game that is being played, I think it's a weird one, because it's a combination of both teams. The erraticness of the game suits Pirates because Pirates is an erratic team by nature. The long balls suit SuperSport, and SuperSport likes this kind of playing on the second ball. So that also is interesting, you know. So I think Pirates on Pirates side, they need to maybe come it a bit down. I think this way I would love to see Masangai just one touch, give and take, you know, so that they can relax a bit, you know. And personally, I don't think we need Mbata and Makaula there. I think we need to drop one of them and bring in, like someone said, in Toronto. I think Toronto would help also in that, you know, because they need control of the game. I think with the way the game is either they score 1 goal or they concede and the game ends there, you know, and that's my worry with this game. And again, I understand that after such a loss, you need to win by all whatever necessary, by all means necessary, you know. So I get why maybe they are trying to make the game as cagey as possible so that SuperSport also does not get into that flow, because either way they have the lead. And in terms of SuperSport, I think it's more or less of the same thing. More or less of the same thing, because I'm looking at that bench and there's no one really that I can say can come in and make it a difference. I think maybe with them they need to be bring more crosses, like Kay and Pule have to bring in more crosses for Uzuka Manja, because I think they've starved Uzuka Manja and Morris of something to feed on, So I think bring in more crosses, but I think Paris need to take control of this game, and like I said, I don't see any team scoring more than 2 goals here. It's either going to be a 1-1 or Pirates 2-0. Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you, Agent. Before I let the other guys in, let me just give you my thoughts. This is a funny game. It's funny because we've known Pirates to be this season a team that doesn't feel that much pressure a lot of the time. They're not pushing too hard. They're not doing too much. They kind of wait for the last minute. They wait for their chances. They take their chances. Then they play the game. What we've watched here is, like I said, 2 teams that have the answers to their questions, but they're choosing to do different things. So, for example, if you create 2-3 chances via an early ball over the top, where Mahopa scores, where Mfukeng has a chance to do something, I'd expect you to carry on doing that. I'd expect you to go, okay, guys, you know what? We're seeing that we're not coming together in the midfield. Let's really use Mahopa's big strengths. Let's use these strengths and say, okay, if we have a target man, you can play it directly up the top, or you can play it directly over. Either way, you'll play off the first or second ball, and you'll win that game. You'll win those duels, which is interesting. Then when you look at SuperSport is still trying to go wide and play a game where they're getting throw-ins and all of that stuff. Meanwhile, their best chances have come when they just pushed and caught Pirates when Pirates had 2 players at the back, like most teams do when they play Pirates and win. So then they stopped doing that. But here's an interesting stat. End of halftime, Pirates had 9 shots. They had 1 on target. SuperSport had 4 shots and 3 on target. So there's a lot happening here. Blessing, I think Ukhrobla is injured. Kabuza, I'm not sure if is he still a SuperSport player? I'm not sure. But yeah, let me let other guys in so that we can have a conversation. Please, guys, 1-2 minutes. Just tell me what you're thinking about the game. I may ask you a question or 2, and then we'll take it from there. But as it stands, Pirates is leading 1-0. We are 50 minutes in. If you want to know what the time is, just add 45 to whatever my timer says, and you'll have the actual time for the game. Yeah, Zambogu said, mute Mo. Let me go to Ushembe. Hey, September, welcome to the show, brother. How are you? Mute a surprise. Thank you. Hey, September.
Mr. Otsi, Ukraine lapo.
Man, gimnandi. Tell me about this game, September. What are you seeing here? Oh, Pirates.
Man, Mr. Otsi, man, yazi mino hands, man, ngiyamzwela nyana, man, yabo. Because actually, I wanted to ask you, because I haven't seen you go down this conspiracy whole bit. The thing of SuperSports, multi-choice wanting to sell SuperSports to Canal as part of the package, with the whole deal that they're doing with the broadcasting side of it. And, we're seeing the budgets are being cut at SuperSport. How much disruption do you think that's bringing to SuperSport right now? Because you're seeing even Hans, his facial expressions, like, okay, he's a guy who complains a lot, but he seems so irritated this season. Like, he seems like also a bit defeatist, like it's above me now type mentality, I just wanted to know, I'd love to see a long form YouTube video from you going down this conspiracy hole of Canal wanting to take over SuperSport. But otherwise, Pirates might win and face who I think this way and success Kotini. Thank you, face.
Whoa, before you go, tell me about the play. Sure. How important do you need a playmaker at Pirates, a deep line playmaker? Do you see how important Naunda is to this team in terms of their play when they build up? Is that the case?
Yeah, man, because he's a leader, man. And, teams don't do well unless they have multiple leaders on the field. You can't depend on one specific player. And a player like Nda does a lot. It does a lot to marshal that defense and, the last line of the middle field. And you can see his absence. This season. And for his now, I don't know if Isbis is going to be able to to fill those shoes. Yeah, we're thinking but hopefully, they'll figure it out. I trust the Jose.
Okay. Let me go to Zamuguhle. Zamuguhle, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
I'm Mansimnandi. Zamo, tell me. 1-0. How do you feel about this game so far?
Wow, hey, this game is an amazing. Wow, nearly two bar. I game imnandi kakhulu game. Pirates is dominant. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan. I've been telling you guys that Pirates is dominant. Wait until this is 70 something about and you will see what kind of Pirates ibholi lidlalayo nokuthi Pirates iyini. Ayibo. Okay. Yabo. So I guess then kancane nje bafethu ke zithi 70 minutes then we can start debate show everything. Kodwa there is a problem with SuperSport.
Yeah.
The way SuperSport is playing is not how SuperSport is not how Gavin Hunt is used to play. Which is something that we have to take a look at. Last time I told you guys Pirates is very dangerous. And stop saying that Pirates without Maswangani. We've seen Pirates play without Maswangani. We've seen Pirates play without Olisanda and dominating. Why this individuality is being so specified, like as if Orlando Pirates is a one-man band? So whether Nda is there, whether Nda is not there, Pirates will play and Pirates will still kill us. And we mustn't be shy to say Pirates is killing us, all of us. Okay. So like Pirates just have to take the chances. I think Skogzoba will be 3-0 or 4.
Okay. Zamo, then tell me, if Pirates ichincheni second half ukuthi ishayele 3-4. What should they change? What should they carry on doing what they were doing?
They must carry on doing what they were doing first half. It's just that Tito Maswangani has to be more on the ball. Keep that ball rolling. Those cuts-ins and taking shots has to be limited, Sometimes he has to pass the ball. Umahopa has to use each and every chances that he gets. Because he gets so many chances. And fans are livid for him to get so many chances and not scoring goals, converting those chances. So we just have to convert the chances. Pirates are gonna win 3-0 or 4-0. Kant has no say, can't do anything to stop Pirates because we have failed as South Africa to stop Pirates.
Okay. Let me bring you surprise. Welcome to the show. How are you?
OT, how are you, my man?
I'm good. Surprise. Tell me, how do you feel about the game?
The game is not bad, but as usual, the Orlando Pirates is always dominant. Wabon. Because SuperSport doesn't come to the party as usual. That's what we do.
What's happening to SuperSport? What do you think is the problem with SuperSport right now?
It's the game plan you're giving hand. Like I've said the last time when they're playing against Chiefs, Kardaman rely too much Modi crosses and the set piece. So if Gavin Hunt doesn't have those things, I don't see SuperSport scoring.
So I work up Pirates. It's saying Pirates to go and win this game. What must they change? What must they do?
I think Salim should come in, man.
Hi. He's not even on the bench.
He's not even on the bench. Oh, okay. Then they shouldn't change anything because it's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing is broken yet. So I know by 70 minutes, our Pirate will be on fire, man.
Hey, let's happy 70 minutes alone. Let's happy, man.
No, Pirate at home officer. Why won't?
Okay, surprise. Guys, it is. Let me see what time it is. It is the 57th minute. Look, what did I tell you about the long balls? If Mabasa was on instead of Umahopa, look at what's happening every time they play the long balls. And even if the ball doesn't get over the defense, it can be played back second ball to somebody else. I like that Pirates has come out in the second half and they're actually moving the ball around a lot quicker. But the spaces in the SuperSport defense is in behind. When you look at Pirates, SuperSport is also becoming a lot more adventurous. They've taken out Lakay. They've taken out, I think Pochenpool came off. They've taken out, I'm forgetting the third one, but now everybody's telling me to watch Janssen. We'll watch you, Janssen. But I think that's where they've broken, SuperSport has broken itself. And I think they're going to find a lot of transition opportunities where Pirates might score from transition. But anyway, CJ, with the normal account, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Man, I'm okay. I just watching this, this thing, hey.
It's
like watching paint dry.
Scoring 4 goals is not for everyone, man. Against SuperSport, it's not for everyone.
Hey, it's not for everyone. Hey, it's not a child's play. It's not a child's play to come out of the first half and then score a goal, and then another Gorinyana just to balance things, and another one just to say we are in charge, and another one just to say, you know what, this is our we are the boss. One for the road. Mr. Oti, when Chiefs plays and beats teams, it's like watching Ongamla drinking, one for the bar, 2 for the show, 3 for the ladies, and 1 for the road. I love taking whiskey, only good bubudle, only bubudle, only fucking sparkling, and every ibedi coming in. Now we play like umlungu drinking, 1 for the show, 1 for the bar,
CJ, tell me about the game, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Oti. You know what? I think SuperSport are in trouble when it comes to player personnel. I don't know why they did not consider Keegan Dolly and Sarman Nukovic as free agents with those rumors that were coming up that I think they really need playmakers. I'm not convinced with Pule playing as a number 10 for them. I'm not seeing this how this is assisting them going forward. I think it's more of a winger for me than a number 10. He's not creating any chances, he's not creating any goal scoring opportunities, and they don't have a lethal goal scorer in particular when now that Bradley Grobler is out. I think if TX Galaxy can afford Nikovic, I don't know why SuperSport wouldn't. But anyway, they need to beef up their playing personnel, and I think that is what Kevin Hunt has been complaining about all these interviews. That are we a team? Are we really a team that can be competitive? And I don't think this SuperSport is a competitive team. That's the honest
But then
truth.
tell me, does he have to switch up the way that he plays? Because there's been passages here where SuperSport have actually looked good playing centrally, but they're in such a rush to go wide all the time.
But my question is, yes, are they looking good because the players are good executors of that type of play, or are they playing good because the team, the opposition, is positioning themselves to limit them where they feel they are going to attack? If I know that you are going to come wide, obviously I'm going to ask my central players to give up a little bit of space to ensure that I block your wide playing. And if when I do that, then the middle is going to be accessible. And when I run in the middle, it's not that I'm good or I look dangerous. It is because there's accessibility of playing in that particular middle. As I think Nabi said in the Chiefs game, that we saw that, okay, the middle doesn't work. The wider aspect of SuperSport is vacant. Let's play the ball wide. And SuperSport was not anticipating that move.
But shouldn't Gavin do that? But shouldn't Gavin do that? That it doesn't matter why the door's open. Go through the door, man.
does he have players to go through the door? Chiefs said they do have the players to run wide. They do have a pacey Duba. They do have a pacey Chabalala and Linipi Chabalala to do that. Now, you can't go in the middle when you don't have ball players. And the truth of the matter is that SuperSport does not have ball players. And Pirates, they do have players. They do have two brilliant central midfielders that are quite good at closing that door. So do you have players that are going to be able to beat the two pivots, the Pirates? I don't think so.
Tell me about Pirates. Tell me about Pirates. What about their play? Tito's nullified. He came out in the beginning of the second half playing the ball. They have ball players, Mara Libona, they're not playing the ball.
I think Pirates could have used their chances better. I think what is the difference with this? What makes this game to look like SuperSport can still get something out of it? It is because Pirates did not capitalize on those chances that they received. I don't know what was going on in their final third. I don't know why they're not as clinical as they supposed to be. If they were, the score would have been far. They would have been 3 or 4-0 up by now. But that for me is that is where the worry then for me is when it comes to Pirates. It is them not being this clinical, in particular when you have the ball in front of you as a striker and nothing but the goalkeeper in front of you. You should bury those chances. I think if they're not going to do this here in the Betway Premiership, how are they planning to do it at Africa? Because in Africa, you are not even going to get some of these chances there because the playing there is very tight.
For time, I'm just going to ask you, how does Chiefs score their goals?
Chiefs plays like a white man drinking at a bar, man. You know, they take 1 for the cool down. They take 2 for the for the ladies. They take 3 just for control, and then they take 1 for the road. You know, it's not like about agent there and it's 5-0. Look at Masa Conquer with Betty's. They buy a bottle and they are sparkling to show everyone. Good, hey, we are here. No, we don't do those things.
Every big agent. Pirates looks a lot more vibrant in this second half.
The wrong people have won, Shame. The wrong people have won. No, man. This should never happen. No, man. No, but again, much better second half from both teams. They've both kept the ball on the floor. They're both looking dangerous. This is a much better team, and this is the game that I expected to watch from the first half. You know, it's now an interesting game. It's no longer a ping pong. You know, they're not hitting bats in the sky anymore. So I just wanted to say sometimes, you know, when coaches are able to correct themselves. When coaches are able to retrospect the team, must give them kudos, and kudos to both teams, not just not just Pirates, but SuperSport. They're much better, and weird enough, they've performed better without Zukamanja and like in the field, you know. So I'm impressed in the second half.
Can I ask you something though? Can SuperSport afford to play like this for the whole game? Because they're being very adventurous, but Pirates likes it when your defense has 3 or 2 men and they can start playing. Can they keep it up?
They can't. I think that's why they're going to open a space for a goal for Pirates. But having said that, it's 1-0. We always criticize teams for not going at another team. I know in a league, losing 2-0 is different from losing 1-0, but Pirates is not the Pirates that you always see. So if there's a chance to go and get a point, even 3, why not go for it? You know, rather than wait for the 80th minute or 85th minute, then you start going for it, because now you've increased your chances of equalizing. So I think, as I'm saying, kudos to Gavin Hunt, you know, and you know how critical I am of Gavin Hunt. So I just wanted to give kudos to him for that, you know, that he didn't wait for the 80th minute to change his tactics.
Let me bring in Msiana. Msiana, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, good day, OT. How's it, my man?
Man, I'm good. How do you feel about the game?
Hey, it's OT for me. One, I can say I'm a Pirates fan. but Pirates is not convincing, man. I'm not sure what's wrong with them, but they're not convincing. You've got Mabasa. Sometimes Mabasa is flat. You get Mahopa. The chances that Mahopa gets, it's not the chances that Mabasa gets, because these chances that Mahopa gets, Mabasa would have punished SuperSport once in it or one time. But if you look at it in the SuperSport side, I'm not sure if they became a selling team or what, or else they are not challenging for a league. You look at the players that they've signed. For example, Vincent Pule, Shame. It seems like he plays alone, and Ndlovu he plays like your 6, and Pule, they make Pule as their 10, where Pule for me is more of a winger than a 10. You know, and then when you go to can you hear me, Oti? I think my network is wrong. Oh, okay. So someone says, I can hear. So when you look at Pirates and Pirates back 4 as well, it's like the kids that nobody controls them. If Van Rooyen goes that way, Dion Hood is going that one, and you find that Sesane and CBC are 6s and 7s. You will find that CBC is really for me. And when you look at also how he defends, I'm not sure if he follows Sesane. When Sesane goes this side, he follows, but he doesn't really, for me. I'm not sure if it's a match fitness or something. Also on Hoto's side, Hoto is not clinical. He delays the ball when he's supposed to cross it first time. Even when he's supposed to take a shot, he doesn't take a shot. When he's supposed not to take a shot, maybe he does long passes. But for me, as I'm saying, that Pirates are not really convincing. And this is something that I've been saying all these years, that I'm not sure Pirates looks good under Rivero, but they lack something, man. It's easy for them just to lose games. You know, and or else play a draw when because this game they should have punished SuperSport more than anything else, and also they are not convincing at the back.
Diana, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Oti.
No, just go ahead, guys. I'm just having some camera problems. Sienna, you can carry on. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, okay. I think SuperSport needs someone that is gonna be a general in their midfield. You know, someone they need to buy a player that can really be their creator. Also, for example, I'm not sure if where is Nukovic. They can use Nukovic for as their target man, while Grobler is out there, because I think they miss Grobler more than anything else in these games. And also their confidence, man. I think Chiefs ibatrapile, man. Ibatrapile blind. Their confidence, even if they have a ball, they don't have outlets. I only see now when Ricardo Gross release an outlet, now that they've substituted players, but labo hlatshwa back nabo man. Now I understand why Pirates actually let him go. You know, they are 6 and 7, and Shem Ndlovu, Kacheni works very hard. He works very hard.
But then Sienna, aren't we letting Gavin Hunt off the hook, man? I hear the problems and everything that's happening, but isn't this where, man, you earn your salary?
Yes, I hear you, Oti.
No, I'm just asking.
I don't think that we are. I don't think we will let them off the hook. Remember, if you, let me tell you what Napi did at Chiefs correctly. When he came in, he didn't sign any players because he wanted to look at where do we lack. If you don't give me the players that I want and the players that I need, and you don't give me the much budget, because if you look at the SuperSport players, they are coming from their development. They entirely depend on their development, but you need experienced players, you know. You need the experienced players. For example, when they released Mokwena and the other boy that went to Sundowns as well, Sipumbule, they've never really went to the market and tried to put like for like, you know. So even the SuperSport owners, they must take a blame for it, because you could see how SuperSport plays. You see that the coach is doing good, but the material of players that they have, does it fit the profile of the players that Gavin Hand wants, or else it's just a case that this is what I have anyway.
Well, for time, MC, and I'm going to let you off, but
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
as long as, can anybody hear me in the comments? Sorry guys, apologies for that. I think my camera's just acting up a little bit, but I think for me, my big thing is at what point do we look at the coach and say, Mara, Coach Gavin, you stayed, you signed, you stayed, and I'm sure Coach Gavin could have gotten a job anyway. I mean, there was a point where Coach Gavin could have been a very big coach in Africa, having led Chiefs to where he led Chiefs in the first season there, with the CV that he has and the experience and all of that stuff. So at what point is the death of your team inevitable? I guess the death of enough making, but the plan have now failed, right? Even in this game, for example, I feel like SuperSport, yes, they're trying, but you need to have a plan B. Like, you need to have something to say, okay, guys, it's not working. We can't cross and do stuff. You've had a preseason. You've done all of these things. How about then you come up with a plan now? Because if your plan revolves completely around having wingers and you don't have wingers, as he said in the beginning, and your plan revolves around having Bradley Grobler and Bradley Grobler gets injured, now what? Do we give up the whole season and roll our hands, you know? And roll up our hands and say, it's done. So, I think that's the thing. And you guys know, I really love Gavin Hunt. Gavin Hunt is like one of my favorite coaches ever. You guys know. But at the end of the day, you sit back and you go, Mara, guys, at what point do we look at him and say, hey, Gavin, now you're going somewhere? Anyway, guys, 75th minute. Pirates is leading 1-0. It's a far more open game, and I think the open game suits Pirates. The open game suits Pirates more than it suits SuperSport. And Pirates will probably have themselves to blame if they don't take advantage of this SuperSport team. Every time Pirates attacks, they've got an overload. It's 3v2, it's 4v2, and they're not taking advantage of the spaces that SuperSport is giving them. And I think that is the big problem here with this game on SuperSport's side. I don't know what exactly it is what they're trying to do. Then you look at Pirates, guys, bring on Mabasa and give him the same chances that you've been given to Umakhub. Same chances. Play the ball in. It's like I said, there's an overload, you're getting in behind. Play the ball and win the game. There's no need to now be pretty. For no reason. But let me see what the comments are saying. Gavin Hunt is the development team. Gavin Hunt has won many league titles at SuperSport. It's not to let him go, Wahib. Like, Wahib, we always speak about this thing about our coaches. How long are you going to be fine with your players getting sold every day? And you're complaining every day. And every season, you're all over the place, talking in the press and all of that stuff. How many times before, as Coach Hunt, you say, you know what, guys, maybe I can go coach. I always use this example. Maybe I can go coach in Tanzania. Maybe that's where I need to go. Maybe I can go coach in Zambia. Maybe I can go look for a job in Morocco. You get what I mean? So I also look at him. I grow tired of Gavin Hunt complaining, honestly, simply because Simply because when you complain for 5 years straight, Hashem, when you complain for 5 years straight, I start looking at you and saying, somebody's the problem here. And if we know what the team is doing every year, we need to know what you are doing. This is the same SuperSport team that didn't mind bringing in Kaitano Tembo, that didn't mind doing those type of things. Meanwhile, Padlu David is having the time of his life in Tanzania with Simba. We've seen what happened in Morocco. So, guys, like, can we have them come in? Wahib says Hunt won't survive outside SA football. You know what's funny? In one of the interviews he did after with Uliolo, Diski Talk with Uliolo, he has an interview with Gavin Hunt. Gavin Hunt said that when he looked at Africa and he looked at what he needed to do with Kaizer Chiefs, they had a choice between doing well in the league and doing well in CAF. And he actually said the CAF game suits him more. The CAF game is slower. He called it slower. And he said we can do a lot more there than in the PSL. So would he struggle out there up north when a lot of the northern teams, not all of them, but okay, some of the northern teams play exactly what SuperSport plays? Kodani says 12 shots and 1 on target. Harris does not make sure. I said this. I said at halftime that the stats were Pirates had 9 shots with 1 on target, and SuperSport had 4 shots with 3 on target. So as pretty and as whatever Pirates has looked, they haven't been that effective in front of goal. Wahib says CAF is more tactical and being more physical. I think that's Gavin Hunt's game. Honestly speaking, I think that's Gavin Hunt's game. We know SuperSport for not being beautiful players of the game. Oh, they're fighting each other. Because they and Gavin are busy swearing at each other here on the sideline. Pirates won't win the league title again for another 5 years. Khoza must Wahib. Pirates only play when they face big teams. Mara Bongs, when I tell you guys these things, the thing is, when I tell you the Pirates' big problem is not Pirates, it's mentality. It's mental. Oh, now niggas is jumping in. Now niggas is jumping in. Clash of Titans. Andres says this game Hunt is being physical. I think Hunt to do well in Africa, to be honest with you. I think Hunt to do well in Africa, but they never want to leave. They never want to leave. If it was not that early goal, it was going to be 0-0, says Chief Rama Bubuda. Sorry about that. In my thing, I said it's going to be close. In my prediction video, I said it's going to be close. So I'm not surprised right now seeing this. You can see the thinking Chiefs will steal his contract on Saturday. They're not going to get rid of Hunt. They won't get rid of Hunt no matter what. That's where SuperSport is. They won't get rid of Hunt no matter what unless it's looking bad. I think they're going to give him 10 games. Someone said they were going to score 4. I don't know what 4. 4 is not for everyone. I think the saddest part about this SuperSport team, if we're being honest, the saddest part, they create chances. They just don't take them. They hit the post twice versus Chiefs. They've had a couple of key saves made by Uchain in this game. Just for me, like, I don't think it's super bad just yet, but you know, sometimes you wake up too late. You can ask the Cape Town Spurs. Hunt over the weekend talked of injuries in his side. Yeah, but Bongs, how many times are we going to hear the same thing from Coach Gavin? How many times? I, for one, and I love him, like I said, I'm tired, man. I don't like, what I dislike about PSL coaches is what happened? You've got a squad of 25 players, or 23, or whatever, or 30. You've got a squad. You've worked with them preseason. You've done all this stuff. At the very least, then go out and frustrate teams and get your nil-nils. Juan Maduka has been doing that for a very long time, right? Here comes SuperSport with the long throw. So, guys. Evan, what are they doing? 82 minutes in, is still 1-0. Apologies, guys, for the colors that you're seeing on the screen. I just had a bit of a camera meltdown right now, so we're just finishing off the game. Then I'll see what we can do. A squad is 40 players, but some coaches don't want to change the players. But Wahib, that's what I'm saying. You have 40 players, but you don't have a plan B. You have 40 players, and it's like you're not. You don't know how to at least play some football, some sort of football where we see that quality is the thing that's kicking in, you know. And Tuli says OP is doing well, not allowing SuperSport to put in crosses. Check how they trap the wingers to the corner. Barantuli, who's gonna finish that ball if they cross it? I think SuperSport has looked very dangerous. Nazo. Pirate. It comes down to trusting, belief, and motivating players. But it also comes down to doing the work, Wahib. It also comes down to doing the work. Do the work with your players. A lot of the teams in the PSL have a starting lineup and they don't have anything else. They don't even think about what might happen. Oh, Tito, is that Tito who missed that? Pukeng missed that. Then he blocked Mabasa's shot. Pukeng should have scored, they did too much. Here comes Pirates again. At this point, SuperSport, just take the honorable loss, man. Keep it at 1-0. Keep your thing down. You can work on it, but if there's no improvement... No. I'm just saying, Wahib, you guys know what I think about football and the teams. You can cry and cry and cry and cry. You can cry. Wanting Messi, wanting Kutsie, wanting Tshwane, wanting Ribeiro. You can cry. But there comes a time where you have to think to yourself, these are the guys that I have. Can we make it work with the guys that we have? Can we hide some of their strength, hide some of their weaknesses, improve their strengths by, I use the example of Rulani. And Rulani, I know, obviously, top tier quality and all of that stuff. True. Sundowns has top tier quality. But he created a system in that chameleon that hid a lot of the weaknesses of teams, of his players. So I know that, you guys know this, I always use the same example. I know that Mudiba is not a good defensive player. So why have him defend all the time? Let me invert him so we can use how he plays, but I'll bring in Kutsia who can become a third defender if we need it. We know that Allende is very good at the ball, holding the ball, but maybe not that good defensively. Tebza, you're going to push up, and while Tebza may not be the playmaker that Allende is, he knows that there's a bodyguard there in the middle that can win. Like, you craft a team for, you craft a scheme for your team, and I feel like a lot of PSL teams don't look at the full squad. They don't care for the full squad. They don't past 15 players. Some of the guys are just there to put up numbers. But anyway. 1-0, SuperSport they're still trying to chase the game. Gavin has spoken about how late in games now he has to make some key changes to make sure that his guys are fresh for the other games. So yeah. Anyway, let me get back into the game. Guys, I apologize again for the camera situation. I just want to at least keep it going then. And I'll fix whatever is going wrong. And then Paris fans expect Bruce to play a player who lacks finishing. Can I ask, what is the cause of the lack of finishing in South Africa? What is the cause? If we could just think about it. Is there a coaching thing? Is there a coaching and development thing? Do these guys work enough on it? Do we need strikers coaches? What is it? Kobler's absence is felt at SuperSport, but it is an issue they should have sorted out since his injury prone, says Zunduli. My issue is with Paris is that they don't know how to kill the game. Hey, in Africa is going to have a lot of these games, eh? There aren't enough strikers coaches, says Wahib. Tabang says Gavin is going to complain Chiefs, Pirates, and Chiefs again all in 1 week. That's why also you don't fire him, man. Surprise says mentality. Spa says we need strikers coaches. Oh, yes. Going back to what we were doing earlier with the players. James Madidilani. That's what I was looking for. James Madidilani, man. Madidilani. There we go. There we go. Mabasa. Ah, wait. After we campaigned so much for you to come on, saying that if you got those chances that Makhupa got, now we got a chance that Makhupa got and he didn't finish it. Yes, because in Funu Trapa like 300, man. Three people will finish off. Imagine allowing a defender to get all the way back. Most former quality players haven't got coaching licenses. But can they teach it, Wahid? Can they teach those things? It's a lack of basics. SA players do a lot. You know what it is? Maybe I'm older, but for anybody who's played Kasi football here, for example, I was a striker. For anybody who's played Kasi football, how many finishing practices did you have? What you mean? Where it was just finishing, where they pulled you aside and you were told, Yazini boy, you shoot like this, you open up your body like this, you put it into the corner like this, so keep a magame so. In fact, let me not even go that far with the finishing. How many practices did you have? Anybody that's played football here in SA, how many practices did you have where they sat you down with a board and said, you know, it defender, when the defender's standing like this, stand on his shoulder and make a diagonal run. Or, you know, the nitty-gritties. And I think this goes across the whole field. I don't think we have those type of things. And maybe it's changed now with the new kids and the new coaches and all those people. But for me, it's those. Well, do you know why Europe and those guys kill us? The example I always use is if you were to pause this game right now, pause it, and you were to say, and ask each player on the pitch, why are you standing where you are standing? If you were to ask them to close their eyes and say, okay, what did you see? Did you stand before the ball came in? Did you do all that stuff? Europe kills us with those things. Your natural talent may get you, you know, a certain place, but being able to do things over and over and over again because it's a theory, it's a thing that you've practiced, it's a thing that, you know, you've been drilled. Think about that small thing where they tell strikers in Europe, they tell the strikers in Europe, when the keeper comes out, put it between their legs. How many between the legs goals have you seen, for example, in SA football? You know, I think PSL teams don't practice scoring because every one-on-one is difficult to convert, says Ukorani. I just need one more goal. Team over 1.5 on Betway. Unlucky, Tawag. Why fix the ball 5 times? Simple tapping. They're willing to carry the knowledge. Shooting practice must have at least 30 to 40 shots. Oh, 2-0. I missed it. As a basic footballer, I was even told to try and work on my finishing. I used to practice a lot of pass week in and week out to surprise. Well, it is 2-0 right now. Pirates is now leading. Oh, a shot. Oh, Danky Hoto. playing on the right hand side. Let me just upgrade. Let me just update this. South Africa's number 3. Or is he number 2 now? Really, actually do need in our development football to be shadow football. As a striker, we make sure you practice forcing defenders on your back. They foul you or they get a chance. I don't know. I'd love to. I think one of the things that I want to do this season is actually attend one of the practices. Like if I can go to one of the practices, or even as a content creator, man, be able to practice with Pirates or whatever, or Chiefs or whoever. I really want to see what constitutes a practice, especially for those specialist positions. The Bulls killed the keeper drank them. SuperSport goalkeeper, I no way. Goes to show why he's number 3. Guys, when is Sage Stevens gonna get a call up? When is Sage Stevens gonna get a call up from Stellenbosch? What was that? Yo. What was that from Motaung? Makaula, why get an unnecessary yellow card? Yeah, Valka Pilipla Kobal Dale Raf. But a yellow card for dissent. Guys. Chigi, you're gonna have 2-3 yellow cards. You can't play the next game, and Pirates will be complaining or we don't have depth there, these guys, over some silly yellow cards. He's never getting a call up at this point, says Tabang. Stevens deserves a bafana call up. Makaula is short-tempered. Papatseko, there's a lot of short-tempered players there at Pirates. Remember what they did during the Makesi game? Hey, Utito was 10-2 hitting the ref. 10-2 hitting the ref. If Buma gets 5 games in a row and keeps 2 or 3 clean sheets and good saves, he's in the squad. Tshwanetse chai, man. Tshwanetse chai. Guys, I'm not going to be able to stay. I need to figure out what's happening with my camera. So, yeah, guys, when this game ends, tomorrow we're going to be watching Sundowns, but then on Thursday, we're going to be reviewing these games. So, guys, apologies. I will need to go and figure out what's happening. Thank you so much for those that joined me. I promise you this will not happen again. Just having a technology night. Bafana says Otarisa didn't get any minutes. Ish. Otarisa's just there, guys. Nobody's just there for him. Thank you so much, guys, actually, for staying throughout the live as well. Apologies again, guys. It's been amazing. I'll see you then tomorrow for the Mamelodi Sundowns game, guys. For the Mamelodi Sundowns game. Thank you to MK. Thank you to Papa Khosi, Temba, Vilakazi, Austin Tabi, Soweto Gent. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow, 7:30. Bye, everyone.